The U.S. Treasury Department is preparing to offer an olive branch to crypto developers, miners, and hardware firms spooked by the bipartisan infrastructure bill's tax reporting requirements, according to Bloomberg News. So Danny Nelson, CoinDesk reporter, wrote this up, talking about how the IRS is thinking about the ways like the rhetoric would involve in the bill differently than the cryptocurrency industry itself. The cryptocurrency industry is looking at this rhetoric and they're looking at the words in the text and saying this could be devastating for the industry, which it could be. And the IRS is saying we won't interpret it that way. We're going to interpret it less broadly than stated. We're going to interpret it that only brokers, as defined by brokers in U.S. law, would have to file these information requests to the IRS. Of course, the cryptocurrency industry, not a fan of any of this language because it is extremely broad. And I think there's always a chance that someone interprets this differently in 10, 20, 30 years and starts going after certain sectors of the cryptocurrency industry. Just because it's interpreted one way now, it doesn't mean it's not interpreted a different way later. So that would be my first take on this. But it's definitely interesting to see that you have so much information flying out there about this bill and so many different parties that are involved with it, whether it be the cryptocurrency industry, lobbyists for the cryptocurrency industry, IRS, Treasury, White House, Congress itself. So interesting to see all these power players involved. Naomi, I want to toss it to you. I didn't see any hands go up, but maybe there was one. I wasn't paying attention enough.
Yeah, I'm ready to take this on. I love the way we're now looking at this and talking about this as an olive branch and being so grateful to the IRS for the wonderful work that they're doing in not completely redefining the term broker. Oh, wow, how amazing that they're playing by, traditional definitions in the English language. I mean, it's like, let's look at the actual situation here. You have an organization that's coming in and appropriating a huge amount of money because they've defined cryptocurrency as property. And every government has a different definition of cryptocurrency. Obviously, each one is going to take the definition that gives them the most power. And in the IRS's situation, they get capital gains taxes if they define this as property and not as currency. If you actually look at how people in crypto define this, if you look at how every wallet is set up, if you look at how exchanges are set up, it's like a bank account, right? When I put my dollar bill in a bank account, I don't get back the same dollar bill that I got in. It's all fungible. It's all swished around in a big pool. That's how wallets are set up. That's how exchanges are set up. So the IRS is asking us to completely go against our understanding of how this works as a currency and keep track of every individual UTXO. And no, you can't select specific UTXOs you want to spend and then track how much that has changed in value. You have to do some like weird rule where it's first in, first out, or first in, last out, or an average across it. Like you have to basically do all these mental gymnastics in order to fit this into what the IRS is saying. So no, I'm not going to throw the IRS a bone and say like, thank you IRS for this olive branch and not destroying cryptocurrency, because they have destroyed cryptocurrency just in a different way and it's just become normalized now. So that's my take there, but I'll throw to the rest of the group for their take.
I'll take it really quick. I just want to bring up a really important note that you just made, that the U.S. is picking winners and losers, or the U.S. government rather is picking winners and losers, or has the ability to pick winners and losers depending on how this is interpreted. So we talked about proof of work mining and then proof of stake. That was a discussion the last 2 weeks that the bill explicitly called out proof of work as okay and proof of stake is not okay. And then some amendments went through and then some amendments didn't go through. And now their interpretation is very broad. And it looks like proof of stake will be fine under this. But the exact situation you're describing right now is also kind of under the text that you can't quite see, where Bitcoin operates on something called UTXO standard, which is kind of like change in your pocket. You take a quarter out, keep swishing around the change in your pocket, put the quarter back in, might grab a different quarter out, you don't know. Same unit, but different quarter. And so it's hard to track them. Ethereum operates and other smart contract platforms operate on a different standard where you always know which quarter is which quarter, and it's always tracked in the same way. And this legislation very well could pick that the UTXO standard is better than the Ethereum standard for this, or it could pick the other way around, just depending on how they want to interpret it. And they're both different technologies with different benefits on the technological side, but it's frustrating to see that just penmanship from a bureaucrat would decide which standard would become the norm.
Yeah, I think that's my take here too. Like this whole episode in the last few weeks has been like Schoolhouse Rock crypto edition. Like I'm just a bill. Like that guy on Capitol Hill has been like learning that for the crypto community, and it's been so revealing. Like, oh, okay, one senator doesn't like it, so compromise is dead. Or like, okay, well, it's gonna
I
be
know.
law, but the departments in D.C. they're not gonna enforce that law. They're gonna read it differently. They're just gonna look the other way until some other ruling comes down the line. It's just like very. I think it's been very. Engaging for people to learn about these things that previously hadn't been so like it hadn't been such a captivating field of study. So anyway, that's just my take there. Just to sort of learn about how government works through this crypto lens has been really interesting to watch these last few weeks.